Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm Alex, and today we're going to dive into something so fundamental, so intrinsically a part of us, yet often overlooked as one of our most potent tools for well-being, our breath. We're going to explore how something as simple as the act of breathing can become your most reliable anchor in a world that often feels turbulent, a world that demands so much of our attention and energy. Think about it for a moment. From the moment we enter this world, our very first act is an inhale, and our last, an exhale. It's the constant rhythm, the silent companion to every waking and sleeping moment. Yet, how often do we truly pay attention to it? How often do we consciously harness its power? For many years, like so many of you, I lived at a pace dictated by external demands, deadlines, emails, family responsibilities, the endless to-do list. My breath was simply something that happened in the background, a physiological necessity I never consciously engaged with. My internal state often mirrored my external environment, rushed, fragmented, and frequently overwhelmed. I felt the creeping tendrils of chronic stress, the low hum of anxiety that seemed to be my constant companion. My sleep suffered, my patience wore thin, and I often found myself reacting rather than responding to situations. Then, almost by accident, I stumbled upon the profound wisdom of conscious breathing. It began with a simple suggestion from a friend. Just try to breathe slowly for 5 minutes. Skeptical, but desperate for a change, I did, and something shifted. It wasn't a lightning bolt moment, but a gentle awakening, a subtle softening of the edges. Over time, that subtle shift grew into a profound understanding, a deep appreciation for the science and the art of breathwork. And that's what I want to share with you today. We're going to explore the fascinating science behind why slow, intentional breathing has such a powerful effect on our minds and bodies. We'll talk about cortisol, our body's stress hormone, and how we can directly influence its levels through our breath. I'll guide you through 4 specific breathing techniques that you can use for instant calm, tools you can carry with you anywhere. We'll also delve into the powerful combination of breath and body awareness, learning to listen to the subtle signals our bodies send us. And finally, we'll discuss how to use your breath as an unwavering anchor, especially during moments of intense stress or even panic. So, let's take a collective deep breath together right now, just to get started. A gentle inhale through your nose, a slow exhale through your mouth. All right, let's begin. Our lives in the modern world are a perpetual tightrope walk. We are constantly stimulated, bombarded by information, and expected to perform at peak capacity. This constant pressure triggers our body's ancient stress response system, often referred to as the fight or flight mechanism. This system is brilliantly designed for short-term survival. If you were a cave dweller encountering a saber-toothed tiger, your body would flood with hormones like adrenaline and, yes, cortisol. Your heart rate would surge, your muscles would tense, your senses would sharpen, all preparing you to either run for your life or stand your ground. This is the sympathetic nervous system kicking into high gear. The problem in our modern world is that most of our saber-toothed tigers aren't actual predators. They're emails, deadlines, traffic jams, financial worries, or a difficult conversation. Our ancient physiology hasn't caught up to our modern stressors. So instead of a brief burst of stress hormones followed by a return to baseline, many of us live in a state of chronic low-level fight or flight. And what's the consequence of this chronic activation? Elevated cortisol. Cortisol, while essential in short bursts, becomes detrimental when it stays high for prolonged periods. It can suppress your immune system, disrupt your sleep cycle, increase blood sugar, contribute to weight gain, impair cognitive function, and even lead to feelings of anxiety and depression. It's truly a silent saboteur of our health and well-being. Now, here's where the magic, or rather, the science of breath comes in. Our autonomic nervous system, The part that controls involuntary functions like heart rate, digestion, and breathing has two main branches. The sympathetic, which we just discussed, fight or flight, and the parasympathetic, often called the rest and digest system. The parasympathetic system is responsible for calming us down, lowering heart rate, promoting digestion, and generally bringing our body back to a state of equilibrium. The crucial link between these two systems and our conscious mind is the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the longest cranial nerve, extending from your brainstem all the way down to your abdomen, connecting to your heart, lungs, and digestive system. It's essentially the superhighway for calming signals. When we engage in slow, deep, intentional breathing, particularly emphasizing the exhale, we stimulate this vagus nerve. Think of it like this. Your breath is the remote control for your nervous system. When you breathe shallowly and quickly, your body interprets this as a signal of stress or danger, keeping your sympathetic system active. But when you slow down your breath, especially lengthening your exhales, you're sending a direct signal to your brain via the vagus nerve, everything is okay. It's safe to relax. This signal activates the parasympathetic nervous system, telling your body to dial down the stress response. Your heart rate slows, your blood pressure lowers, muscle tension eases, and guess what? Your body starts to reduce its production of cortisol. This isn't just theory. It's backed by a significant body of research. Studies have shown that just a few minutes of slow, controlled breathing can significantly reduce salivary cortisol levels, lower blood pressure, and improve heart rate variability, which is an indicator of a healthy and adaptable nervous system. It's like hitting the reset button on your internal alarm system. So, the science is clear. Your breath is a direct, accessible, and incredibly powerful tool for managing stress and cultivating calm. It's not just a feel-good practice, it's a physiological intervention. Now that we understand the why, let's move on to the how. I want to share 4 practical breathing techniques that you can incorporate into your daily life for instant calm. These aren't complicated, and they don't require any special equipment or years of practice. The beauty of them is their simplicity and immediate effectiveness. I encourage you to try each one with me as we go. Find a comfortable position, whether you're sitting or lying down, where you can breathe freely without restriction. You might close your eyes if that feels comfortable, or simply soften your gaze. Our first technique is fundamental. Diaphragmatic breathing, often called belly breathing. This is perhaps the most natural and efficient way to breathe, but one that many of us, especially adults, have unlearned. Babies breathe naturally from their bellies. Watch them, and you'll see their tummies rise and fall. As we age, often due to stress, tight clothing, or societal pressures, we tend to shift to shallow chest breathing, which is less efficient and can perpetuate that subtle stress response. To practice diaphragmatic breathing, place one hand gently on your chest and the other on your belly, just below your rib cage. Now, take a slow, gentle inhale through your nose. As you breathe in, focus on letting your belly rise, pushing your hand outwards. Your chest hand should remain relatively still. Then, exhale slowly through your mouth, feeling your belly contract inwards. Imagine you're gently pushing all the air out. Again, inhale, feeling your belly expand. Exhale, feeling it gently contract. The key here is to really focus on the movement of your diaphragm, the dome-shaped muscle located at the base of your lungs. When it contracts, it pulls down, creating space for your lungs to expand fully, drawing air deep into them. This deep breathing not only maximizes oxygen intake, but also directly massages the vagus nerve in your abdominal area, sending those calming signals we talked about. Let's just take a few more breaths like this together. Inhale, belly rises. exhale, belly falls. Feel the gentle rhythm, the expansion and contraction. Notice the difference in the quality of your breath compared to perhaps how you normally breathe. This technique is fantastic because it's foundational. Once you master it, you can integrate it into all other breathing practices. It helps establish a deeper, more efficient respiratory pattern that serves you all day long, not just during dedicated practice. You can do this lying down before bed to promote sleep or sitting at your desk for a quick reset. Our second technique is box breathing, also known as square breathing. This is a favorite among first responders, athletes, and anyone who needs to quickly calm down and focus under pressure. It's simple, structured, and highly effective for regulating your nervous system. The idea is to visualize breathing along the sides of a box or a square, equalizing the length of your inhales, holds, and exhales. We'll use a count of 4 for each step, but you can adjust this as you become more comfortable. First, fully exhale any air you have in your lungs. Now, slowly inhale through your nose for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath at the top for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slowly exhale through your mouth for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And finally, hold your breath empty at the bottom for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one round. Let's do a few more together. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold empty, 2, 3, 4. Keep going at your own pace for a few more rounds. The symmetrical nature of box breathing helps to bring a sense of order and control, which is incredibly grounding when you feel overwhelmed. The holds, especially the exhale hold, really amplify the parasympathetic response, telling your body to relax. It's a structured way to consciously manipulate your breathing to induce a state of calm. You can use box breathing before a big presentation, during a stressful meeting, or whenever you feel your mind starting to race. It gives your mind something concrete to focus on, pulling you away from anxious thoughts and into the present moment. Our third technique is the 4-7-8 breath, developed by Dr. Andrew Weil. This technique is particularly powerful for relaxation and for easing into sleep, as it places a strong emphasis on a longer exhale. The longer exhale is key to activating that vagal tone and signaling deep relaxation to your nervous system. First, place the tip of your tongue against the ridge of tissue just behind your upper front teeth and keep it there throughout the entire breathing process. This might feel a little unusual at first, but it's part of the technique. Now, fully exhale through your mouth, making a gentle whoosh sound. Imagine you're sighing out all the tension. Then, close your mouth and inhale quietly through your nose to a mental count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale completely through your mouth, making that whoosh sound again for a count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's one breath. Let's repeat this a few times. Inhale quietly through the nose for 4. Hold breath for a count of 7. Exhale completely through the mouth, making a whoosh sound for 8. Again, inhale 4, hold 7, exhale 8. Dr. Weil suggests doing this for 4 full breaths twice a day. The counts are less important than the ratio. The key is the extended exhale. The whoosh sound and the tongue position are also part of the sensory feedback that helps focus the mind and relax the body. This technique is incredibly effective for quickly reducing anxiety and for helping to initiate sleep. If you find yourself tossing and turning, try a few rounds of 4-7-8 breathing. You'll be surprised at how quickly your body responds. Our fourth technique focuses on coherent breathing, or simply slow, rhythmic breathing.
This isn't about specific counts like the others, but rather about finding a comfortable, smooth, and consistent rhythm that optimizes your heart rate variability. The ideal rate for coherent breathing is often around 5 to 6 breaths per minute. To put that in perspective, most of us breathe around 12 to 20 times per minute, so this is a significant slowing down. There's no strict counting here, but rather a focus on making your inhale and exhale roughly equal in length and exceptionally smooth. Imagine you're drawing a continuous, calm wave with your breath. Start by just observing your natural breath for a moment. Now, gently begin to slow it down. Aim for a comfortable inhale that lasts for about 5 seconds, and then a gentle, complete exhale that also lasts for about 5 seconds. There's no holding of the breath in this technique, it's a continuous, unbroken flow. Inhale, smooth and steady. Exhale, smooth and steady.
Feel the gentle expansion of your belly on the inhale and the soft contraction on the exhale. The beauty of coherent breathing is its simplicity and adaptability. It's not about forcing a specific count, but about finding a rhythm that feels natural and deeply calming for your body. It's about optimizing the communication between your heart and your brain, allowing for greater resilience and emotional regulation. This is a fantastic technique for everyday stress management. You can practice it while walking, doing chores, or simply sitting quietly. It creates a baseline of calm that you can carry with you throughout your day. It's cultivating a new, healthier breathing habit. So, we've explored 4 distinct but complementary techniques: diaphragmatic breathing, box breathing, 4-7-8 breathing, and coherent breathing. I encourage you to experiment with them. See which ones resonate most with you, which ones feel most effective in different situations. The key is consistent practice, even for just a few minutes a day. Like any skill, the more you practice, the more readily available and powerful these tools become. They are your personal, portable calm button. Moving beyond just the mechanics of breathing, let's talk about enhancing its power by pairing breath with body awareness. This is where the practice truly becomes a mindful experience, integrating your mind and body. Often, when we're stressed or busy, we live in our heads. We're consumed by thoughts, plans, worries, and what-ifs. We lose touch with our physical bodies until they scream at us with tension, pain, or fatigue. Body awareness is simply the practice of tuning in to the sensations within your body, noticing what's there without judgment. When you combine this with breath, it becomes a powerful tool for releasing tension and grounding yourself in the present moment. Think of your breath as a gentle scanner, or perhaps a warm, healing light that you can direct within your body. Let's try a short exercise together now. Find a comfortable position again. Close your eyes if you wish, or just soften their gaze. Take a few slow, deep, diaphragmatic breaths to settle yourself, just allowing your body to soften with each exhale. Now, bring your attention to the top of your head. Just notice any sensations there, perhaps a slight pressure or a feeling of openness. Don't try to change anything, just observe. As you exhale, imagine your breath gently sweeping any tension away from your scalp. Move your attention down to your face. Notice your forehead. Is it furrowed? Your jaw, is it clenched? Your eyes, are they soft or strained? As you inhale, imagine fresh, calming energy flowing into your face. As you exhale, allow your facial muscles to relax. Let your jaw soften. Let the space between your eyebrows broaden. Move your awareness down to your neck and shoulders. This is a common area for holding stress. Notice any tightness, stiffness, or heaviness. As you inhale, gently lift your shoulders slightly. As you exhale, allow them to drop heavily, releasing any tension.
Imagine your breath softening those muscles. Continue this scan down your arms and hands, your chest and upper back, your abdomen, your hips, your legs, and finally to your feet. At each area, pause for a breath or two. Inhale, bringing awareness and gentle acceptance to whatever sensation is there. Exhale, allowing any tension or discomfort to melt away. You're not forcing anything. You're simply inviting relaxation with your breath. This simple practice of combining breath with body awareness is a fundamental aspect of mindfulness. It pulls you out of your busy mind into the immediate, tangible experience of your body. It helps you identify where you're holding stress, and it gives you a gentle, non-judgmental way to release it. Over time, you'll become more attuned to your body signals, allowing you to address tension before it builds into significant discomfort. It fosters a deeper connection to yourself, a quiet conversation between your breath and your inner landscape. Finally, let's address one of the most intense and debilitating experiences many people face: panic attacks. For those who have experienced them, you know the terrifying grip they can exert. The sudden, overwhelming surge of fear, the racing heart, shortness of breath, dizziness, sweating, the feeling of losing control or even dying. In these moments, your breath can truly become your ultimate anchor, a lifeline to pull you back to safety. It's crucial to understand that during a panic attack, your fight-or-flight system is in extreme overdrive. Your body is convinced it's in mortal danger, even if there's no external threat. Your breathing often becomes rapid, shallow, and irregular, which unfortunately exacerbates the panic. This hyperventilation can lead to a reduction in carbon dioxide, which can cause dizziness, tingling, and further heighten the sense of distress, creating a vicious cycle. The key during a panic attack is to interrupt this cycle as quickly as possible, and your breath is the most direct way to do it. It's not about stopping the panic entirely in an instant. That's often an unrealistic expectation, but about giving yourself a tool to regain some semblance of control and prevent the escalation. Here's how you can use your breath as an anchor during a panic attack. 1. Prioritize the exhale. When panic hits, many people instinctively try to gasp for more air. This is counterproductive. The first thing to focus on is a slow, controlled exhale. Make it longer than your inhale. This immediately signals to your parasympathetic nervous system that it's safe to calm down. You might use the 4-7-8 breath here, or just a slow count, aiming for an exhale that's twice as long as your inhale. Try exhaling for a count of 6 and inhaling for a count of 3. 2. Breathe into a container, mentally. If you can, cup your hands over your mouth and nose, or breathe into a paper bag if available. This helps to rebalance the carbon dioxide levels in your blood, alleviating some of the physical symptoms like dizziness and tingling. If you don't have a bag, simply focusing on breathing slowly through your nose can help. 3. Grounding with your breath. While focusing on your breath, also engage in a grounding technique to connect with your physical surroundings. The 5-4-3-2-1 technique is excellent for this, paired with your breath. As you take a slow inhale, identify 5 things you can see. As you exhale, notice 4 things you can feel, e.g., your feet on the floor, the texture of your clothes. On the next inhale, identify 3 things you can hear. On the next exhale, notice 2 things you can smell. And finally, on the next inhale, identify 1 thing you can taste, or simply a flavor in your mouth. This sequence gives your mind something concrete to focus on, pulling it away from the terrifying internal sensations, while the deliberate breathing helps regulate your physiology. 4. Acknowledge, don't fight. It's important to acknowledge that the feelings of panic are intense, but remind yourself that they are temporary. Your breath is your constant companion through this. Each slow, deliberate breath is an act of self-care, a step toward stability. Don't fight the feelings, but use your breath to ride the wave until it begins to subside.
5. Practice regularly. The more you practice these breathing techniques in calm moments, the more readily available they will be during moments of crisis. Building that muscle memory for calm breathing is paramount. When panic strikes, you want your body to instinctively remember how to breathe slowly and deeply. It's important to remember that if you experience frequent or debilitating panic attacks, seeking professional help from a therapist or doctor is essential. Breathwork is a powerful tool, but it's often most effective as part of a comprehensive approach to mental health. However, knowing that you have this immediate internal resource, your breath, can be incredibly empowering. It gives you a sense of agency, a reminder that you're not entirely helpless in the face of overwhelming fear. As we bring our time together to a close, I want to reiterate the profound simplicity and power of this gift we all possess, our breath. We've journeyed from the intricate science of cortisol and the nervous system through practical, immediately applicable breathing techniques to the integrating power of body awareness, and finally to breath's role as an unwavering anchor during life's most challenging storms. Your breath truly is your anchor. It's always with you. It doesn't judge. It doesn't ask for anything in return. It simply offers you a direct pathway to calm, to focus, to presence, and to self-regulation. It's a silent, constant reminder that no matter how chaotic the external world may seem, you always have a point of return, a steady rhythm within you that you can consciously choose to engage. I encourage you, starting today, to commit just a few minutes each day to conscious breathing. It doesn't have to be a grand meditation session. It could be 5 deep diaphragmatic breaths before you get out of bed, a few rounds of box breathing before a challenging meeting, or some 4-7-8 breathing to help you wind down in the evening. Even a single mindful breath can shift your state. Notice how you feel. Notice the subtle changes in your body, your mind, your emotional landscape. Over time, these small, consistent acts of self-care through your breath will accumulate, building a stronger, more resilient, and calmer you. You are giving yourself the gift of a more regulated nervous system, a clearer mind, and a greater sense of peace. Thank you for joining me today on this exploration of Your Breath is Your Anchor. May you find deep calm and strength in this powerful, natural resource within you. Until next time, breathe well, live well.